The world we live in is full of mysteries. There is still so much we don't know about Earth and the life it holds. The deepest oceans, the thickest jungles, and the highest mountains all hide wonders yet to be discovered. Even many places we've already explored still hold secrets we can't explain. And that's only the natural world. If you think Earth is home to some strange and baffling things, wait until you see what ancient humans left behind. In this video, we'll be looking at the 15 most unexplained ancient mysteries on Earth that no one can explain or understand. Let's begin this list with number 15. The vanished Dorset people of the Arctic history is full of lost cities. But losing an entire people is something else entirely. Long before the Inuit settled Greenland and Arctic Canada, the region belonged to a culture known today as the Dorset people. They lived across the far north for thousands of years, surviving conditions that would seem almost impossible to most of us. Then, sometime around the 14th century, they disappeared. Not gradually fading from memory, but vanishing so completely that researchers still debate what happened. What survives are fragments of their world, beautifully carved ivory figures, strange masks, tools, and traces of settlements scattered across the Arctic landscape. Inuit traditions remember them in an almost mythical way, describing them as unusually strong, quiet, and solitary. Yet despite living in a harsh environment, archaeologists have uncovered surprisingly few weapons connected to them. Some researchers believe they were absorbed by the incoming Thule people. Others think environmental changes may have pushed them beyond recovery. Whatever the truth is, the Dorset left behind clues but never the final chapter of their story. Number 14. The strange stone statues of Sulawesi. At some point, someone dragged hundreds of big stones into a remote valley on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. The strange part is that nobody can say who those people were. Scattered across the Bata Valley are around 400 stone creations, ranging from small carved figures to towering human-like statues standing more than 15 feet tall. Some have faces, others are long and rectangular, leading researchers to wonder whether they may have served as coffins. That idea gained attention after explorers discovered heavy stone lids that seemed to fit some of them. But the statues themselves are only half the mystery. Unlike many ancient sites, there are almost no traces of a settlement nearby. Archaeologists have searched for decades and still struggle to find evidence of the people responsible. Since stone cannot be carbon dated, even establishing their age has proven extremely difficult. Local traditions claim they were created thousands of years ago by a forgotten people, while others say they are cursed humans turned to stone. For now, nobody on Earth knows which explanation is closer to the truth. Number 13. The empty honeycomb tombs of Bohol. Most old tombs become mysterious after someone disturbs them. These became mysterious because no one ever stepped inside. That's the odd story behind these honeycomb tombs of Bohol. Locals called them ermita, and the structures were carefully built and arranged. Yet they never served the purpose they were created for. No bodies were placed inside. No evidence suggests they were emptied. They simply remained unused from the very beginning. Historical records connect their construction to Father Enrique de Santo de Villanueva, a Spanish priest active during the early 1800s. Documents indicate he ordered the project, but whatever plans existed seem to have stopped without explanation. The people who died during that period were buried elsewhere, many in mass graves near the old cemetery. Then another strange detail enters the story. In 1844, the church associated with the tombs was abruptly closed, and the priest responsible seems to disappear from history altogether. Nearly 2 centuries later, the structures remain exactly where they were built, still waiting for a purpose that never arrived. Number 12. The dark secrets of Fairmont Banff Springs. Most grand old hotels have a few ghost stories attached to them. That's hardly surprising. After all, buildings that have stood for years tend to collect legends along the way. The Fairmont Banff Springs in Canada, however, is tied to one tale that refuses to disappear. According to local lore, a family of 3 once checked into room 873 on the 8th floor. Before morning arrived, the father had murdered his wife and child before taking his own life. Surrounded by mountains and far from major cities, the tragedy supposedly attracted little attention at the time. The room was cleaned, reopened, and life moved on, or at least that was the plan. Guests soon began reporting screams in the middle of the night. Others claimed bloody handprints appeared on mirrors and walls, only to return after being wiped away. Complaints continued for years until the hotel allegedly sealed the room forever. Even today, visitors notice something unusual between rooms 871 and 875. Room 873 appears to have vanished, but the story surrounding it hasn't. Number 11. The ancient Egyptian D20 die. Whenever someone rolls a die during a board game, they are participating in a tradition that stretches far deeper into history than most people realize. Evidence of that tradition survives in the form of an extraordinary 20-sided die discovered in Egypt. Dating back roughly 2,200 years, the object is carved from serpentine and remains in remarkably good condition despite its age. Its polished surface is covered with letters from the Greek alphabet rather than numbers. Several symbols have worn away over time, but others remain clearly visible, offering a glimpse into a game whose rules have long since disappeared. What makes the artifact especially intriguing is that nobody knows exactly how it was used. It may have belonged to a board game now lost to history. On the other hand, dice were also used in divination rituals throughout the ancient world. That possibility raises an entirely different question. Was this object designed for entertainment, or was it used to seek answers from forces beyond human understanding? Number 10. God's column discovered in the Roman well religions don't usually vanish overnight. One generation prays to certain gods, the next stops believing, and before long, temples become ruins. That's partly what makes this discovery so intriguing. In 2020, archaeologists working near Cologne found a huge Roman column buried at the bottom of an abandoned well. Standing more than 16 feet high, it carried carvings of Jupiter, Juno, Minerva, and the far less common nemesis Diana. That last figure has left experts totally puzzled because she rarely appears alongside the others. Dating somewhere between the 2nd and 5th centuries CE, the monument comes from a period when Christianity was steadily replacing older Roman beliefs. Some researchers suspect the column wasn't lost accidentally at all. They think it may have been deliberately thrown into the well during those religious changes. If that's true, then someone made a conscious decision to hide or destroy something that had once been sacred. The column survived. The reason it ended up there did not. Number 9. The sword in the stone. Most legends become less impressive once you look closely at them. This one became stranger. Hidden inside a small chapel in Montesiepi, Italy, sits a medieval sword embedded in solid stone. According to tradition, it belonged to Galgano Giudotti, a 12th century nobleman known for violence and bloodshed. After experiencing a series of religious visions, he supposedly abandoned his old life and drove his sword into a rock as a symbol of his transformation. The blade remained there, and over time the story became one of Italy's most enduring mysteries. It sounds impossible, which is why researchers decided to investigate. Using modern technology, including ground-penetrating radar and X-ray analysis, they examined what lay beneath the surface. The results only deepened the puzzle. The sword wasn't a decorative replica, and the visible hilt wasn't attached to a fake blade hidden below. A genuine medieval sword extends deep into the stone itself. More remarkably, its age appears consistent with Galgano's lifetime. 8 centuries later, the object remains exactly where it was placed. Number 8. The ancient Etruscan underground pyramid wine cellars are supposed to hold bottles, not archaeological surprises. Yet in 2011, workers digging beneath a cellar in the Italian town of Orvieto stumbled upon something nobody expected: what appears to be an underground pyramid carved directly into stone. The discovery immediately puzzled researchers because it didn't fit any known Etruscan structure. The Etruscans built tombs, wells, and temples, but this looked different. Narrow passageways descended deeper into the earth, while the overall shape seemed deliberately geometric, almost like a stepped pyramid hidden underground. Experts ruled out the possibility that it was a quarry or water reservoir, leaving them with more questions than answers. Adding to the mystery, the entrance appears to have been sealed around 2,500 years ago. That suggests the site held special significance, or perhaps contained something people wanted hidden. Unfortunately, the Etruscans left behind relatively few written records, making interpretation super difficult. Number 7. The giant stone circles of Jordan and Syria. Some mysteries are difficult to miss. These can be seen from the sky. Scattered across Jordan, with another just beyond the border in Syria, are enormous stone circles unlike anything else in the region. From the ground, they seem ordinary enough. From above, they become something entirely different. The smallest stretches more than 700 feet across, while the largest exceeds 1,400 feet in diameter. Even more surprisingly, many of them form remarkably precise circles despite being built thousands of years before modern surveying tools existed. Archaeologists believe the structures date somewhere between 4,500 BC and 2000 BC, though that estimate leaves a vast window of uncertainty. Their purpose remains equally unclear. There are no obvious entrances, gates, or openings, making it difficult to determine how they were used. They don't seem well suited for livestock, settlements, or defensive structures. Researchers suspect there were once more circles scattered across the landscape before later development erased them. The surviving examples remain protected today, yet they continue to pose the same question they've asked for thousands of years: why were they built at all? Number 6. Govan stones. Inside Govan Old Church in Scotland rests one of the country's most puzzling collections of ancient stonework. Known as the Govan stones, these remarkable carvings date from roughly the 9th to the 11th centuries and are widely regarded as some of Scotland's greatest Viking Age treasures. 31 stones are known today, each decorated with intricate patterns and symbols whose meaning remains uncertain. Historians believe they are connected to the lost kingdom of Strathclyde, but many questions remain unanswered. Not all of the stones serve the same purpose. Some are massive grave markers, while others belong to a rare category known as hogbacks, named for their resemblance to the curved backs of wild boars. One stone is even believed to have served as a sarcophagus. The mystery deepened in 2019 when a 14-year-old school student identified several previously overlooked stones in the surrounding area. Experts now believe they may belong to the same collection, but it's a theory. Number 5. The secret door of Machu Picchu. Some mysteries aren't hidden beneath miles of earth or buried deep inside forgotten temples. Sometimes they're sitting in plain sight, waiting for someone to notice them. That's exactly what happened at Machu Picchu. Within the ancient city lies a rough stone sealed opening known as the secret door, a feature that drew little attention until French engineer David Crespi spotted it in 2010. Curious about what might be concealed behind it, he joined forces with explorer Thierry Jamin and began investigating the site using modern scanning technology. What they found only deepened the puzzle. Infrared surveys revealed signs of ceramics, traces of precious offerings, and a cavity that may have served as a tomb. One possibility has captured particular attention: that the chamber could hold the remains of Emperor Pachacutec, the ruler credited with ordering Machu Picchu's construction. The researchers requested permission to remove the stones and investigate further, but authorities refused, citing the danger of damaging the site. Number 4. Vimanas human flight is supposed to be a modern achievement, At least, that is what history usually tells us. Yet ancient Indian texts describe something that sounds remarkably different. Known as Vimanas, these legendary flying vehicles appear throughout both Sanskrit and Hindu literature dating back thousands of years. References to them are scattered across multiple sources, which is one reason the subject continues to attract attention. Descriptions vary, but many accounts portray machines capable of rising into the sky while emitting fire, smoke, or brilliant light. One text describes interiors supported by pillars and fitted with complex mechanisms. Another suggests that only rulers and elite figures were permitted to possess them. Of course, there is no physical evidence proving a Vimana ever existed. No wreckage has been found. No machine has survived. But the persistence of the stories remains difficult to ignore. Were these merely symbolic tales woven into ancient mythology? Were they exaggerated tales of something different? Or did the writers describe ideas far beyond what we expect from the ancient world? Number 3. The Blue Monkeys of Minoan art. You can learn a surprising amount about a civilization by looking at what it chooses to paint. That's partly why the Blue Monkeys of Minoan art continue to fascinate historians. Across frescoes, pottery, and decorative objects from Bronze Age Crete and Thera, monkeys appear again and again. The problem is that monkeys didn't live there. Even stranger, many are painted in vivid shades of blue. At first glance, that might seem like artistic imagination, but the animals are often depicted with remarkable accuracy. Some closely resemble vervet monkeys, a species native to parts of sub-Saharan Africa. That level of detail has led researchers to wonder how the Minoans became so familiar with creatures living far beyond their homeland. Did traders bring stories and images from distant regions? Did Minoan sailors travel farther than we realize? And then there's the question of color. Why blue? Some scholars think the shade carried symbolic meaning, while others see it as a stylistic choice. Thousands of years later, the monkeys remain as puzzling as ever. Number 2. Carnac. Some places leave behind questions so large that centuries of study barely scratch the surface. Carnac is one of them. Along the coast of Brittany in northwestern France stands one of the most extraordinary prehistoric landscapes on Earth. Spread across several vast alignments are more than 3,000 standing stones, known as menhirs, placed there during the Neolithic period. They stretch across the countryside in long rows, creating a scene that feels almost unreal. The tallest stones stand toward the west, gradually decreasing in size as the lines continue eastward. That arrangement doesn't seem accidental, which only deepens the mystery. No written record explains who built them or what purpose they served. Were they connected to astronomy, religious ceremonies, territorial boundaries? Every possibility has supporters, yet none has solved the puzzle. What makes Carnac so captivating isn't just the age of the stones, but the sense of intention behind them. Someone planned this. Someone organized it. And somehow, the reason why has vanished. All right, guys, now, let's end this with number 1. The center of the universe. You don't expect to stumble across one of America's strangest mysteries in the middle of downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yet that's exactly where you'll find a small concrete circle known as the center of the universe. The name sounds like a joke, but the odd acoustic behavior surrounding the site has kept people talking for decades. Step into the center and say a few words, and your voice bounces back louder and strangely distorted. Move only a short distance away, and the effect vanishes almost completely. There are no walls surrounding the circle and no ceiling overhead, which makes the phenomenon even harder to understand. Scientists generally describe it as an acoustic anomaly, possibly created by sound waves reflecting from nearby structures. The problem is that none of those explanations fully accounts for every detail. Some visitors claim that sounds produced inside the circle can behave differently depending on where a listener is standing. Despite studies and countless theories, no single explanation has settled the matter. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We'll see you very soon.